Failing to Succeed presentation as a part of the It Takes a Spark virtual STEM showcase. My name is Sid Verma, and I am the founder and director of BrainSTEM, which is a nonprofit organization that runs STEM mentoring program for high school students and design thinking workshops and programs for teachers as well as students in high school. And our mission and our vision is to help raise the next generation of STEM leaders, change makers, innovators, whatever they wish to become. I want to start by asking a question. Why are you here? Why is it important? Why are we even doing this? And why should anyone even care about this? Is it about you? Absolutely, because you are the future. You, the students in schools in Australia, are the future of Australia. Maybe some of you are the future of coming up with amazing ideas that are going to change the world. I have no doubt. Some of you will go into things like artificial intelligence, robotics, space exploration, genetics, medicine, engineering, humanities, wherever your mind and your desire takes you. And if you think about it, the next 10 years of your life, if you happen to be a high school student, by the time you finish your VCE or your high school certification, whether you go down the path of a university degree or a trade degree, you then go on to do your master's or postgraduate degree. Some of you might go into businesses or starting your own business or working for somebody else, or some of you might go into academic research. Either ways, you will start by, or if you aren't already, working in some casual jobs, exploring what you like, what your interests are, and you absolutely must do that. You will then go on to working in part time jobs, discovering what really is grabbing your interest, and finally landing up in maybe some sort of a full time job or a business that you think is your thing. It's a 10-year journey. But when we know that the jobs of the future are going to be almost 85% of them have not even been created yet, how do you even prepare for a job like that? We do that by preparing for change. And to prepare for change, which is the only constant, the skills that are required are things like lateral thinking, critical analysis, problem solving, adaptability, being resilient. And while you are studying and building a very strong STEM base or STEM foundation, but things like creativity, ideation, leadership, collaboration, working in teams, active learning are the sort of things that are going to help you succeed in your place of work. If you think about it, most of the discoveries and inventions that we have grown up either using or enjoying as a part of our childhood, as a part of our learning, things like microwaves and post it notes and fireworks and penicillin, potato chips, Play Doh, bubble wrap, Coke, inkjet printers, almost every single one of them was the result of a failure or an accident in the lab. And the people who were conducting those experiments realized that it wasn't just about STEM, it was about connecting what they were doing in the labs to something in the outside world and bringing that real world experience and that collaboration into the labs by innovating, by collaborating, but most importantly, using failure as a tool to learn. By doing experiments over and over again and failing, they realize the number of ways to not do something to finally landing up with something that was the right answer or the solution. And I encourage almost all of you to get comfortable with that whole idea of trying to fail as often as you can and learning from it. Students who have gone through our STEM mentoring program while they were working in their teams and being mentored by a scientist come up with some incredible ideas. It is so empowering to see that when you connect high school students with scientists, with mentors from the industry, some incredible ideas and solutions come out of that. But the thing that I want to talk about today is what I call as your failing to succeed coach. Design thinking, hashtag it's lit. So design thinking is a concept that came out of the Stanford D School in the United States and IDEO.com. Both of them came up with different versions or flavors of what the whole concept of design thinking, which is a methodology, is. The model that we apply and that I'm going to talk about is a five-stage model that you can see here, which goes through empathy, definition, ideation, prototyping, and testing. And as you can see with the gray arrows going in both directions, and the white arrows going in the one direction, while it is a five-stage process, it is also an iterative process, also meaning that you can do bits of each of these processes in class as teachers and test different concepts that we usually coach in workshops. But also we apply this as a part of a tool for learning for students working on some of their projects. And the best way to do it is to show you what we are applying or doing this at the moment. We start with a big project like the Sustainable Development Goals from the United Nations. Usually a team-based activity. We then get the students to pick and choose certain areas that they would like to work on. As you can see from this example, the students came up with recycling or the challenges or problems around recycling as one of the topics. The different colored post-it notes or sticky notes are each of the students coming up with a whole bunch of ideas as a part of the rapid ideation session. They then get to vote on these different ideas. And as you can see that this board gets even more, the whiteboard gets even more populated as they continue to work on different ideas like this one in case of COVID. We then move them across from the most voted ideas to what we call as the shortlist of the most popular ideas that they would like to work on. And then from there, they choose the one that the team wants to work together on. All through the process, we are developing skills on collaboration, ideation, problem solving, all the soft skills that I spoke about earlier that are important for life beyond school, outside of school, and including in work life as well. So as you can see that this framework or the design thinking framework can be applied for STEM exercises, for STEM activities in class. And the big picture here is that this can be applied or used by teachers, it can be used by students, and could be a one-day workshop, could be a 2-hour workshop, could be for whatever duration the workshop is designed or planned for. But these sort of techniques work really well in terms of coming up with different ideas, teaching the students how to experiment and fail and make their way through it to come up with an outcome or a solution that is far greater than what they began with. Well, I hope that gives you a good understanding of how something like design thinking can be used in a school environment, either in little activities or little tasks, or as an entire project with varying durations. But the most important thing to remember here is a concept that I actively talk about, is that you must all learn to get comfortable with failure and learn from it, but not get caught in the trap of getting used to failure, because that's not a very good place to be in. And finally, I want to leave you with the thought that it is so important to think big, to dream big, to try and achieve great heights, because thinking small is easy and it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Look, I wish you all the best and I hope you got some value out of this presentation. Stay safe, stay well, and good luck. Bye for now.